for your mama.
Oh, you know, Len said you need to stop saying your mama.
Len should come here and make me.
He
and
said that. He said, y'all need to stop yesterday. It was like he said,
if Len
listen.
showed up here, you would definitely tell him what for.
I mean,
you would get in his face.
Of course
But
he would.
he wouldn't show up here because he's scared of me. ScrantonRoadMinistries.org or ScrantonRoadPromo.org for more. ScrantonRoadMinistries.org or ScrantonRoadPromo.org. Ladies and gentlemen, President and founder of Edgewater Investment Group. He is America. Dave Szafranski.
Woo-hoo!
It's great to be back in studio. It's great to be back.
Charles said, make me. Make me. That's what you're going to tell Lynn. Amy said, good morning. What is Dave's podcast called? I missed it.
Financial Revelations. Financial Revelations.
Nick, what's up, Nick?
It's a great picture.
Actually, it's a very good picture of you.
Mike is here.
She
Sheila,
was
what's
like,
up?
wow, that's ugly. And I was like, Jannelle, that's so rude. I think he looks great.
I didn't think they could make him uglier, but they did. Lo and behold.
Mike says, you look very dapper, Dave.
Thank you.
That's what his name rhymes with Dapper Dave.
Dapper Dave.
Dapper Dave.
I got a clothes guy, okay, and they come in and do shirts and things like that, and I got a suit guy, and they measure suits and things like that, and I don't have a shoe guy.
I've got a tailor, the person who made the shirt in Indonesia.
I know.
That I wear.
You're Taylor, also named Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah, she's also my tailor.
Rocking it out to Taylor Swift.
Janet, calm down. So first of all, Janet is Team Brian. She says,
Obviously.
the comedy club. I love the humor. Y'all are
You gonna skip
not
Mike?
even close to comedy
You gonna
club.
skip Mike?
10 Tentacles was the best dad joke of the day.
In case you missed it, Dave said the tickles on his podcast are free. So I said, no, there's
He said no
There
tickles.
is no
There's-
tickle rate.
There's no tickle rate, so they're free. So how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? 10 tickles. 10 tickles. 10 tickles.
You see what he's doing there, right? You see that, right? I mean, they see it.
Yeah.
Bravo.
They see
Oh,
it.
wow.
Well done.
Angie, what's up? So do you have any questions for Dave, Brian?
Do I have any questions for Dave?
Yeah.
Why
ask
me?
him
Why
a
do I have to
question.
ask
Let's
those
get
You
him
don't
out
have.
of this
You
headache.
learned that Ron was in a fight in 8th grade. Let's ask
was.
Dave if he was ever in a
Did you ever get in a fight?
Last week.
I mean, no, when you were a kid. Let's, when you were a kid.
Yeah, I played hockey. I was supposed to fight.
No,
I
like
fought-
not like during a hockey game. Like you're at
Yes,
school and
yes.
you're like, I'll meet you at the bike rack. And you met at the bike rack.
Yes, yes.
And you ran home crying afterwards.
Well, you know, I had an older brother, and I played hockey and sports, and so I knew how to pull the shirt over somebody's head and start punching their face. And I was in the Army, where coincidentally in the Army, they teach you how to fight. Strange, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
So, and you're also, in the military, you're supposed to be full of yourself. You're supposed to have an unnaturally high level of confidence, because there's a chance that they're going to ask you to do some things that you're going to need a lot of confidence to pull it off. And so you tend to go looking for a fight sometimes. In my older age, I'm a little less eager.
Janelle understands.
Yes.
I've never been a fighter. Like, it's kind of bad. I'm like
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
afraid to fight. No, some
Said
people
one great
can like
philosopher.
can go. As soon as somebody would say, "See you in the playground," I'd be like, "Oh, I want my mom."
I've never been one to shy away from confrontation.
Fight though, like punches.
With
Well,
the
I don't
Charles.
like to do that. I don't want to be like that.
Look
I
at
don't know what to
Charles.
say. Charles says, I never waited until after school. If you threaten me, you got it right then and there. Wow, Charles.
Hey, why is that kid laying on the floor? Because I just punched him.
Meanwhile, in school, he was probably more like Steve Urkel. It's easy to say that
He
now,
had his
Charles.
pants pulled up to here. Charles,
you
why
know
are your pants
what,
pulled up
though?
to your armpits?
Don't you talk to me like that?
That was even worse than the fight. It's kind of like when your parents would tell you, like, did you ever act out in somebody else's house and then your dad would be like, watch when we get home? The rest.
I was a good boy. I don't.
Oh my goodness.
I acted out everywhere. There was no place I didn't act
Did they
out.
get you?
Oh, yeah.
See? I hated that. And then the rest of the time you just want to sit and just like cry because you got something coming.
But you know, when I was a teacher, if there was you know when a fight starts because kids start running and you hear commotion.
Oh yeah.
If it's guys fighting, you don't have to rush anywhere. You're like, here's what's going to happen. They're going to throw a couple of swings. Their buddies are going to kind of grab them, and they're going to back up like
There's going to be a lot of talk.
Yeah.
If it's a girl
A
fight,
lot of heat, no fire.
if it's a girl fight, you better get in there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't run, there's going to be blood on the ground and
What?
hair. I mean, regularly I would see blood
You would
and
think
hair.
boys are more.
Women
No.
are vicious. Women are vicious.
Girl fights were absolutely dangerous. They wouldn't stop when someone came in.
Wow.
I remember seeing somebody's braids on the ground and blood.
Oh my god.
But guys don't really want to fight.
That's a good fight right there.
Yeah. They don't really want to
Braids on
fight.
the ground.
Sheila says, thankfully, I've never been in a fight other than with my brother, nor have I been challenged to one.
Now, in a sense, as believers, and I'm not espousing violence of any kind, but when you think about, are there things worth fighting for? Are there things that you would stand up and say, look, if you don't stop that, there's going to be problems? We have to be people of conviction. Now, if somebody were to threaten my family, break into the house, something like that, there's going to be a fight and there will be blood on the ground and it will not be mine.
Oh,
But in general,
see, you scared, Brian. That's right.
in general, in a philosophical sense, we have to fight for things that we know are right. We have to be able to stand up for things that we know are biblically correct against things that we know are biblically incorrect. In fact, I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I had to tell them, what you're saying right now is stupid. What you're saying right now is unbiblical. And I can't let that pass and not say I disagree with you on that. And sometimes we have to do that for people.
I have to say, Charles, I take back every word I said. You
I
are the
know,
best
that's
person
right.
I know. Charles is from Compton.
He said you were not allowed to shy away from a fight.
Charles, if you're from Compton, I take back everything I said.
Well, before
take back
during the break,
everything I
Charles, he
said.
was talking a lot of smack about you.
No, I
So
wasn't.
maybe there needs to be something decided.
I
here.
I know,
wasn't.
right?
I was from Burnsville, Minnesota, which is just like Compton. Except not at all.
Judy says, David, thank you for speaking the truth in love. Aww.
Oh, you're welcome.
And Mike says, it was a goody-goody nerd. I was a goody-goody nerd. I didn't even skip classes on senior skip day because I didn't want to get in trouble. Wow.
Oh, yeah, no. Class in college where everybody skipped class. If I was going to be gone, I would arrange for an assignment in advance.
Oh, yeah. You're such a good boy.
He's a very good boy. Any mother's dream, really.
Yes.
Even your mother's dream.
I don't think so.
Your mother
You're not
would have rather had
Polish.
me
You're
for-
not Polish.
Wow, that's true. I'm white.
You-
Super white.
You are super white.
Polish people are super white. I'm Scandinavian. It's basically Polish.
Yeah. We're like the two whitest dudes in this county right now.
Yeah,
Charles
middle of
says,
winter is pretty rough.
Brian, I thought we were
People are
brothers. Brian has a twin brother in Carlton. Charles is your brother.
Twin brother
Wow.
No, yeah, Carlton and I are twins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're like definitely brothers. Yeah, we're definitely brothers, Charles. But you would be the cool brother that defends the younger brother, okay? The handsome,
Okay.
but big talking younger brother.
I think one of the things as believers that we're called to do is to defend the truth wherever, it may be different for you and I, Brian, and
I think our job is to proclaim the truth and make disciples.
right. But
I don't think
when
God
we
needs
see
us to defend the truth.
when we see it under assault, I think we have a duty. to stand-
What passage you get that from?
I think we have a duty to defend the truth.
He just wants to say duty.
He just wants to say
Exactly.
The Apostle Paul wouldn't have shied away from that fight. And not that he would fight, but he wouldn't.
The Apostle Paul would be strong in his words against fellow Christians who were warping God's truth, and he would, with love and compassion, respond to non-believers when
Yeah,
they
that's
didn't
what I'm
follow
saying.
Christ.
Yesterday, I was talking to a believer, and he is decidedly outside of the truth. There's no question about it.
And we need to, with an exceptional amount of love, gentleness, patience, kindness, goodness, self-control, love those people to the truth and be clear.
Yes,
Yes.
we do. And it's not always easy, and it's not ever comfortable. It's never comfortable to do it.
By the way, Kelly wants to know, will the $2,000 stimulus proposed be minus the $600 already sent? Yes, that's my understanding. Right?
This is government. Who knows what they do? They don't even know what they're doing.
I think the concept currently being discussed, although there's no official proposal, would be that they're going to close the $2,000 gap. That
Okay.
President Trump called for.
Okay. I'm all
You haven't heard that?
No. Doesn't matter.
What have you heard
Look,
about it? Nothing?
I have heard nothing about it because until it's done, we tried to get another stimulus plan for 6 months, and it wouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then look, I don't have a lot of time and space for Congress in general, no matter who's running it, because it's a lot of bluster. It's just talk. And while when you see somebody in Congress who makes $140,000 and they're worth $75 million, I have to wonder how these things happen. I'm in finance. I don't see this a whole lot, except for because you're standing near me. Right?
I'm near Dave,
Yes.
so I'm all about finance.
You're also
I'm
an
basically
expert on the
licensed.
operation of a 50 caliber machine gun.
I basically drive tanks.
Yeah, basically.
You are always like fighting, brother.
So when
I'm
it gets
fighting for the
done,
truth is
I
what
will
I'm
read
doing.
about it when it gets done. Now I do. So they're gonna, if they close the gap, they close the gap, and I think that's probably going to happen. But I just politics after a while, just like I'm tired. Just need a nap.
Yeah.
I need a political nap.
I saw Peter last weekend, and it was a good.
Where was Paul and Mary?
They were taking a break, and it was good for my soul. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we just need to slow it all down.
Rob is here, and Rob is a Brian hater
Dave, you
and a
mentioned
Jannelle defender, no matter what.
Rob
even if she's
is
being
the
crazy.
bomb, and he understands and appreciates Len Neville's.
If
more
she
important.
said something totally crazy like water isn't wet, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, she's
"That's
right."
right, Rob.
Brian,
you're
you don't know what you're
smart,
talking
my
about.
brother." He says, "Dave,
You've been lied to about water. It ain't wet."
you mentioned paying high interest rates off first. Would that philosophy stand true if you had one card at $15,000 low interest and the other at $8,000 high interest?
Well, you pay off the highest interest rate first.
Yeah. Why? Can you explain?
Well, first of all, why do you have those two cards? We got to get.
That's the first question.
That
right?
is the issue. The financial question is just math. This is just math. The greater question that we have to deal with is that you have a $15,000 and an $8,000 card. I don't want you to have those. Now, we are living in extraordinary times. There's no doubt about that. And people's jobs have been affected. Their livelihood has been shut down. You go to some states, you cannot open your business. You are not allowed to open your business. And so what do? Well, you might have to use credit cards for a while. I understand this. So absent those reasons, we have to figure out how we got to where we're at. But pay off the highest interest rate first. That's what's costing you.
Even if it's a lower dollar amount.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gary's a Brian defender. Man, Gary got your back.
We don't need many of those.
A Brian apologist, we'll call him.
We don't need many of those.
We apologize for Brian.
But
He needs
Gary
a
certainly
lot of
won't.
apologies. Where is that in the Bible? Thank you, Brian. Angie was feeling
I
it
like how he dropped that on me.
I
Read that
know.
passage in the Bible right
all
now.
the time. He thinks he's
Out of the
seen.
66 books, where did you get that from?
Thank you. Any final words for our people? I know a question that came in last week, and you weren't in last week.
Yeah, you wouldn't
is
let me.
People were scared about their investments given the tumultuous times we're in.
Yeah.
Any encouragement or words there?
Yeah, look, if you're a conservative and the outcome of the election wasn't the way you wanted, take heart. It's going to be okay. We've been able to make money in all administrations practically. And one of the legacies that the Trump administration is going to leave is that they did teach academics how to make the economy grow. And so it's definitely possible. And I think they're going to learn, they're going to probably lean on a lot of those things. And if they take credit for it, who cares? I don't care. Because really, our job is to help people increase their wealth in an appropriate manner. So have confidence that the economy is going to be pretty good this year. I think it's going to be really good, and it could even be good into next year. So I'm not as worried. I think this year is going to be a good year in the market. I really do.
Great encouragement, Brian. It's time to go. Let's
Later.
Go.
Did you see, she snapped at me.
Let's go.
She clapped at me.
Thank you. He knows. He's in charge of stuff.
Yeah,
Wow.
She's got kids. You're just like another kid.
Do you see what I put up with? No respect, I tell you.
Go get us
No
Chipotle so
respect.
we can eat it in front of you.
Yeah, that's right. You might get some.
Can I have the scraps? Can I
Another cup of porridge, sir.
go eat your slop? All right. So we have to go, huh, Jannelle?
Yeah, we do. We gotta go.
Thank you, Dave Szafranski. If
There
you want to
you
reach
are.
out to Dave, you could message us. come to us, our website, whatever you want to do. Dave Szafranski, president and founder of Edgewater Investment Group. Somebody had asked whether you're taking clients. I think you're still always taking clients, right?
Not always, but we'll talk to you.
Oh my goodness, he just wants to act
very
hard to
important.
get exactly.